It's the biggest season in the save so far, Season 5, and Champions League football will be here. Not today, but going forward. And I prepared a team that's ready for it. Hello all, MikeRo here. Welcome to Season 5, obviously, of the FM19 Aston Villa save. Today, we are going to have our first game of the brand new season against Newcastle away at St James's Park. Very tricky. But before that, we're going to run through everything that happened during the summer. And it's been a bit of a quieter window in some respects, but I've also made some what I think are pretty good signings. Let's meet the newbies, shall we? But first, a couple of outs, and this hurts me, but Marco Tommy Tuminello is gone. He has gone to Burnley for only £2 million. It seems like a bargain for a player that got us 26 goals and 78 appearances, so a goal every 3 games. He was brilliant for us. He pretty much got us out of the Championship, and he was the player that I needed at that level. He never quite cut it at Premier League level, but still, I'm sure at Burnley he's going to do good things. I believe Burnley are still in the division with us. No, they're not. They're in the Championship. So we're going to see how Marky gets on down there. We'll be keeping tabs on him. A fan favourite, and a favourite of mine as well. And the only other big departure that we've had is Johan Morel, and that's not even big. £2.5 million, and he's also gone to Burnley. Very good young player who I did bring in, but I just don't think he's going to cut it compared to the standard of some of the other young talents that I've got at the squad, especially in that midfield region. So selling him on for £2.5 million, I didn't want to hinder his career, and so I let him go after only 1 year at the club. And we haven't really made that many signings in all fairness. The £55 million budget compared to the players that I'm trying to get now has made it really difficult. So I've had to kind of wheel and deal a lot. One player I have got in is Alexander Isak, and he is only on loan from Borussia Dortmund, but he is here and he does look very decent. Obviously, people know about him as being deemed as the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the next big Swedish star, and you can see why in some of the stats. He's not as good as I thought he would be, but he is still only 22 years old. Got 2 goals and 9 appearances for Hoffenheim last year. 33 goals and 95 appearances overall in his entire career is not too bad, and let's see how he gets on playing second fiddle this year to Jack Lancaster. We've only got 4 more signings left, but I think every single one of them is top quality, and this boy, Abel Miguel, looks just box office. 19 years old, Spanish defensive midfielder, a position we hadn't really nailed down. We don't have an out-and-out defensive midfielder. This boy fixes that problem. And like I said, at 19 years of age, we bought him for £8 million. He is now up to 17.75 in terms of his value, and he's labelled as a wonder kid, and you can see why. 19 for teamwork stands out, work rate of 16, physically very decent as well, with natural fitness of 17, pace 15, stamina 17, tackling at 16, so he's going to be a good ball winning midfielder as well. Anticipation 17, so he's going to be very good at cutting out the passes that try and get through the back of our defences. And I'm just very looking forward to seeing this guy in action. I'm not sure if I'm going to throw him into the first team straight away, because we have got another crucial signing that I've made. But he does look the absolute business. And the other player that I brought in that position is Lucas Tousart. Yes, signed him in getting hammered, and he was brilliant for us throughout that save. Hoping he'll have a similar effect. He's going to be playing probably as our ball-winning midfielder. Bought him in for only £14 million from Watford. And obviously they got relegated last year, so I got him at a cut price deal. And you can tell, 25 years old, French, obviously originally from Lyon, but look at the stats here, mentally as well, he's an absolute tank. He's 6'1", so he's got the physicality that is required to play in this division. He's obviously played for Watford, 51 games over 2 seasons there, so we know that he can cut it. Marking 15, tackling 15 stand out, and like I say, he's got brilliant stats all over the place. Very happy with this signing. 2 more to go, and we've actually brought in, finally, a bit of a challenge for Josh Earl in that left-back position. Sergio Reguilon, I think is how we're going to say it. I've got no idea. We might just end up calling him Sergio. Ended up costing me quite a lot in terms of the wage, 90k for this player. And even though his stats don't stand out, he's just very well-rounded. Bought him in for £80 million. He's the most expensive sign that we made from Real Sociedad, where he was touted as being a bit of a wonder kid. Didn't really work out, but he's a very good attacking option. Runs down the ball with the left, gets forward whenever possible, but does avoid using that right foot, which is fair enough. Hopefully we're only going to sit him on the left, so it doesn't matter too much. Valued now at £22 million, 25 years old, and a bit more of a Spanish contingent growing in the side now. Hopefully we can get Play-Doh to feel a little bit more in tune with the rest of the squad, because obviously bringing in some more Spaniards is only going to help him. And the final signing, and I think this is probably the best bargain, is Antonio Rudiger, brought in on a free, 29 years old, in the prime of his life, physically still brilliant. He's definitely going to slot in alongside Lucas Myers. Mamadou Sakho kind of deteriorates over the next couple of seasons or so. Mentally very good as well. Leadership of 15 means that he's ready and waiting to fill in that Mamadou role. Heading of 13, marking 14 could use a little bit of improvement. He's probably not going to get any better, but he is just, if you're good enough to play for Chelsea, he's got to be good enough to play for us. The only thing I'm slightly worried about is that he dives into tackles. And that is literally it. That is all the signings that I've made. I ended up spending £37 million altogether, which means I do have still a little bit left, but actually quite a lot of it went to the wage budget, so it's essentially evened itself out quite a lot. Obviously, we finished in 4th last season. This year, we are predicted to finish in 7th. So we're gradually going up the media predictions table. Fair to say that we overachieved a bit last year. Not one of our players is in the media Dream 11, which is understandable. A lot of it is made up of Manchester United and Man City players, with a couple of Liverpool players thrown in. I think we're going to be alright. I think we're going to maybe get, if we can get into the Europa League, I think we'll be happy. But more importantly is how do we get on in the Champions League, and can we try and make as much money out of our one season in it as physically possible? We shall see. And we are going to start a Premier League campaign against Newcastle, a team I have not beaten yet in the, say, 4 games against them, 2 against Newcastle and 2 draws. So that's got to change today if we are going to have another stellar season like we did last year. Oh, it's also worth knowing that I did bring in Divock Origi as well. It's because I always forget this. It's because I extended his deal to bring him back from Monaco. That he doesn't show up in the transfers for this year, but Divock Origi is back as well. So 6 signings if you... It's not 6, is it? It's 10. 6 signings if you like. Don't do that, Mike. Just don't try and make numbers at the camera if you can't do it. The big thing for me this year is that you look at the amount of squad that we got now, and the depth we got is ridiculous, and we'll run through the team in a minute. You can see just how good it has got now. In terms of the lineup, it's Kanich in goal. Reguilon is going to be left back. I need to figure out how to say the name. If you know in the comment section, please let me know. Rudiger and Christensen make up the back 4. Then you got John McGinn and Goretzka in there because Toussaint isn't quite fit yet. Maria, Navarro and Gaetan make up our midfield 3 with Lancaster up front on his own. Gaetan will now probably be our main right winger for the season because obviously I could not get Moussa Diaby back through. PSG said that they didn't want to loan him to anyone, then literally a week later loaned him to Brescia, which I found baffling because I really wanted to get him back. So to lose him to Brescia, who aren't even in the Champions League, really upset me. On the bench, we've got Mamadou Sakho, Simon, Bree, Miguel, Josh Earl, Divock Origi, and Alexander Isaac. You can tell just from like our kind of bench now how much stronger that we look. And then even in the reserves here, we've got Israel, Adarabioyo. I've been trying to get rid of him, so I'm actually going to demote him down to the end of 23s. Vallejo, Winks, Toussaint, Jerry Totem, who is our kind of our own homegrown talent here, and he will get some minutes this year. I'm determined to. Advanced playmaker, looks very good for his age, only 19. He's been away on loan for the last few seasons. He got 8 goals and 40 appearances for Bradford last year, which is pretty good, and 6 in 43 for Northampton the year before. So he looks like he has a bit of an eye for a goal. So without further ado, let's crack on and see how we get on. Newcastle playing a 4-4-2. Moussa Dembele always has a particularly good game against me, so there does too. But we're going to give it our best shot and try and start the season on a high. We tend to get off to a good start during the start of the year, so let's hope that carries on again. I've already set the standards that I expect to win today. Gaetan's motivated, everyone else a little unsure, so we'll give them the faith chat and hopefully we'll crack on and get ourselves a good opening 3 points. Away we go. Lancaster, Navarro. The new season starts now. And let me know in the comment section what you think we can achieve this year. I know I haven't obviously made loads of signings. I think I've just shored up the quality and depth, and I've obviously improved defensively with Reguilon and Rudiger coming in. I think they are 2 very, very good signings. Let me know what you think in the comment section about where you think we'll finish. I think that we'll finish 6th, I'm going to say. I think we're going to finish 6th. Not quite as good as last year, but hopefully enough to still secure European football for next year. Another highlight here in the 26th minute. Gaetan loses out to Marin. Marin plays it back to Gary Rodriguez. Not what a great name that is. Almiron to Baraka. Isn't that the kind of thing that you used to sort out your cough or whatever? That's Baraka, isn't it? Jikia on the ball. Oh, I remember Jikia. Old Southampton player. What a legend. Jikia on the ball now. Looking forward to Baraka. They're passing the ball around here. Are we going to get the press on and beat them to it? Newcastle are very content just to pass the ball around at the back. I'm not really making much in the way of movements up front. I'm waiting for the long ball over the top. You know it's coming. Yeah, there it is. Ah, here we go. Lavaja's got away. Rudiger looks like he's going to cross to get it. Almiron, don't you dare. He bends it wide. It's a good play by Newcastle. They kept the ball really well. Navarro is going to have to come off. On comes, yeah, it's going to have to be Divock. Divock Origi comes on, goes up to his inside forward position on the left-hand side. Pelé Maria now slotting into the attacking midfielder role in behind Jack Lancaster. Fortunately, they have quite a good understanding. That's not ideal. I hope it's not too bad for Navarro. Potential lower leg injuries, never good. It could be shin splints, could be bruising, could be anything. You just don't know. Reguilon into John McGinn. Let's do this, boys. Divock Origi, go on, mate. Drive at the defence. Divock. Newcastle just inviting him to drive forward here. Divock, he hits it. Oh, it's just skimmed over the bar. It looked like it took a deflection, not a corner. 0-0 at the break, and we've been the better team, but we haven't got much to show for it. So I'm gonna say I'm happy with the performance so far. Keep it up, but I will have a little go at Jack. And say assertively, come on mate, I'm not happy with your performance so far. He looks extremely delighted. Why? Pressing from Divock. And now Almiron, who's probably their danger man. We've got to try and keep him quiet. Soler on the ball. Fires the ball to Almiron. Lovely first touch to Lavarja. Now this is dangerous here. Newcastle moving the ball around nicely. Gary Rodriguez hits it. What a finish from Gary Rodriguez. Ah! Lovely play by Newcastle though here. Lavarja. He did really well to hold it up. Almiron, I said he's the danger man. Gary Rodriguez, we just give him a little bit too much room. That's not great from Kalinic. I did look at maybe trying to get another goalie this year, but Kalinic has done us quite well throughout the save. Maria gets there ahead of Marin. Now, can we launch a counter? Divock on the ball, driving forward. Great cut inside. Divock keeps going. Divock on brilliant tackle from Glick there. How the hell have they got Glick as well? Oh my god, Jack Lancaster. Oh, balls. Alright, I think what we're going to do is we're going to try and match him up here because we're getting a little bit, we're just not creating enough. It's been another poor performance by Gaitan, so I'm going to take him off. On comes Alexander Isaac, and he's going to go up front with Jack Lancaster on the complete forward role. And we're going to swap Pelé and Divock Origi. And maybe we can have a little bit more joy like that. Bit of a weird formation here, but I'm going to bring on Abel Miguel for his first game in a Villa shirt. We're going to get him sat back, and then we're going to get Goretzka on the box-to-box, and then we're going to get John McGinn on the Mazzala and allow him to attack while Divock Origi goes up front with Lancaster and Isaac. Let's see how we get on with this. I can't believe that one moment of quality from Gary Rodriguez is what's going to bugger us up for this first game unless we can come up with something magical in the next 10 minutes. I told the boys to show some passion. It's just, again, the same old issues we were having towards the end of last year, which is that we're just not creating anything clear-cut. Look at the amount of shots we're making, but not enough highlights. We've not really had a highlight apart from the Jack Lancaster shot that's whizzed by the post. Other than that, we've been really poor creatively. I'm not happy. 4 seconds to go. Isaac on the ball. And it's 1-0 to Newcastle to start the season. And I'm going to get assertive and say I'm far from pleased with what I just saw. That was not good. Navarro's out for 1 to 3 days. We're apparently unlucky in defeat. I would go along with that. We were the better team, but we didn't create enough. It's as simple as that. Disappointing to say the least. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to come back for whenever the Champions League draw is, which I think is around this time. So probably around the Arsenal and Crystal Palace game. So we're probably going to come back for those. But it will be for the Champions League draw because let's face it, it's really, really exciting. Why wouldn't we want to get a bit excited about that? Thank you so much for watching the episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do like, share and subscribe. And let me know what you think of my signings. And let me know if you have any formation suggestions. Maybe the 4-2-3 one's becoming a bit outdated for me now. We seem to be really struggling. So, I don't know. You guys help me out here, please. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Until I see you in the next episode, stay cool.